Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of Caffeine GREEN with your man, Connor Cardenas. And per usual, before we get into it, I just want to make sure that y'all are coming into my motherfucking shop. That's right. We actually have I was going to say a skate shop, but we have a coffee shop, guys. That's right. If you haven't been here yet, it is 3072 El Cajon Boulevard in San Diego, California. That's right. Caffeine GREEN is an official coffee shop. Come through. We open every day, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. every single day, Monday through Sunday. And we got the podcast studio in here so you guys can actually like sit in the chairs and feel like a superstar. That's right. Either way, you guys should come through. We have amazing coffee and we have merch and we have all the fun things that you guys were able to buy on Instagram. So guys, please come through 3072 El Cajon Boulevard, San Diego, California. That's right. Caffeine GREEN. Come and get all of your coffee needs. Okay. My guest today is Dave Ohmer. He is the owner of Seek Brewing here in San Diego. He's actually my neighbor, where I'm 3072. He's 3052. We literally share a parking spot. He is such a rad individual. He has such a crazy story, and we have a lot of parallels, and I was just so excited to have him on the show because when I got the shop here, he was starting his brewery, and we opened, like, I think maybe just a week or two apart. It's been really rad to grow with him, and he's a good homie, a new homie. But I want you guys to go over and to drink his beer because it's so fucking good. And without further ado, my homie, Dave Ohmer. This is your time to shine, homie. Let's go. Give me caffeine and green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and green. And we're live. Dave Ohmer.
Yes, Dave Ohmer.
Welcome to Caffeine and Green, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, you are. We're just going to get right into it.
All right.
You are the owner of the #1 brewery in San Diego right now, sir.
For right now, yes.
For right now, but hey,
Yeah.
you're still on top.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yep.
And our score just went up, so I'm pumped.
Oh, so you're not even done like thriving right now.
No.
You're just going.
No.
So what beer company do you own?
I own Seek Beer Company.
Seek Beer Company. And
Yeah.
you right now are located in North Park, California.
Yep.
Or San Diego, but the neighborhood of North Park.
Yeah.
And what's the address for everybody, just to get it?
3052 El Cajon Boulevard. We're in Suite 3. So there's 3 breweries right there in one building. We're in the back one, so you can come, pull up, and try beers from all 3 of us, but you'll come back to us.
Yeah. Whew. I mean, I'm not playing favorites here, but I definitely find myself at Seek a lot more. But it's also because I would say the music selection is definitely a big
Cool.
draw for me.
Yeah.
Whether it was you or whether it was Randon, But I remember when you first opened, like maybe the first couple of weeks, I went in on a weekend and you were playing Red Ops by 21 Savage. And I was like, yo, Dave, who'd make the playlist? And you were like, yo, this is me. I was like, yo, what? I don't know who I was with, but I remember saying like, dude, this song's actually like really tough. Like,
Yeah.
how do you, of all people, I'm like, no, this is no hate on your look, but I was just like, there's no sense of urban touch to like, to
No,
your
there's
look.
not. No.
And you're listening to like one of the hoodest 21 Savage songs.
Yeah, hey, I don't fit. My look doesn't fit in anywhere I go. That's all right.
Dude.
You know?
That's a vibe, though. But I
Yeah.
also, like, because one thing that I just recently found out about you, I wanted to say this for the podcast, is that you're a classically trained musician as well.
Yeah. Past
Dude.
life, but yep.
Past life.
Yeah.
Okay. But so before
we're
we get
bringing
into
that life back though. We're doing jazz nights at the brewery every other Monday.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun.
Dude.
We're just getting them rolling, just trying to like build those chops back up and get a vibe going with the guys I'm playing with. But just having some fun, bringing back some of those old, chops I used to have and get back into it a little bit.
What instrument do you play?
I play drums. So yeah, went to music school after high school for jazz performance and studio music, concentration on drum kit.
Damn.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a cool thing to go to college for. I didn't have to go to too many like English classes and stuff. I always like the whole time from freshman year on, you were just behind the drum kit. So it was a lot of fun.
Sick. So did you get to play with anybody super influential in your life or people that like, you looked up to that?
Yeah. And got to meet a bunch. Jazz world's fairly small, and you can be very, right next to the like guys you look up to. I've like kicked it with Roy Haynes multiple times, and this guy played with Coltrane. Oh
damn.
It's pretty cool, and he's just at this show or at this conference, or and then they just hang out and chat after their show, and it's the jazz world. Like I said, isn't it's not like they're filling stadiums anymore. So you got this nice little club. You hang out. They come just do their thing between songs and breaks and stuff like that, and you just walk up to them and say, hey, what's up?
Just normal humans.
Yep.
They just happen to be very, very talented at what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great feeling. I think that's super awesome. How long did that, that you said it's a past life. I mean, obviously you're on a brewery now, but how long did you do that for?
It was like all through school, did the normal band stuff all through like elementary school, middle school, high school, marching band, jazz band, all that kind of stuff. But when you got into college and like the program I was after and got a scholarship for was a jazz program that I was really stoked to get into, and some great teachers there. So I just totally engulfed myself into jazz there for 5 years, and then after school I still did it. After college, I still did it for a while, but beer became a bigger and bigger part of my life, and to where that sort of took it over, and it definitely fit my schedule a little bit better. I liked having a little bit closer to a 9 to 5, which music doesn't always lend itself to.
I can imagine. Especially like what I would imagine, like late nights in the studio where some people don't even want to start until maybe 7 or 8 p.m. at night. And
clubs, go late.
Oh, dude, were you just playing clubs too?
Yeah, lots of society gigs. Art openings. This like building opening where they'd have a little jazz trio. Just any kind of gig you could get your hands on to pay the bills.
Damn, you were a straight up musician.
Yeah. I didn't have another job at all until I started brewing. And bartending at that brewery and brewing there, that was my first job outside of music.
How old were you?
I guess I was 22. Yep, 2002.
Wow, dude.
Yep.
That's crazy. And where did this all take place?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yep.
Yo.
Home of the Volunteers. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
Yep.
Dude, wait, you were born and raised in Knoxville, Tennessee?
No, I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, but that's the program I wanted to get into, and ended up getting a scholarship there, and loved it. Loved Tennessee.
Dude.
I try not to tell many people about it because I wanted to keep it a little secret.
Yeah.
I don't need everybody flocking there, but now that I'm out, I'll sing its praises.
Dude, Knoxville. I haven't even thought about Knoxville.
Man, it's a great part of the country.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes it so sick?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Mountains, trees everywhere, lakes. I mean, like the scenery is just great. It's very centrally located. Like you can be in Atlanta in no time, go to see a show there. You can be on the coast in no time. You can be in Asheville, North Carolina. I could go back and, see my family in Cincinnati in 3 hours. So that location was great. You get just a touch of like all 4 seasons. Summer's not too crazy, winter's not too crazy. Get a great spring and fall. Just a great place.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Got noted.
Yeah,
I've been to
Nashville.
Nashville.
Check it out. Yeah. What you get?
That was cool.
Yeah. And that town's absolutely booming, So.
Dude, I did get to go to Lynchburg, though.
Oh, cool.
That was like,
whoa.
Like, super out in the cut, but beautiful.
Yeah.
Super gnarly. Dude, so before we get into it, these are going to probably get warm. We should tell people everybody's just listening anyways. But it's, you brought a 4-pack of Sikh beer.
Yep.
Are they all the same? Or
no, I mixed it up a little bit so we could try a couple things, or at least talk about a couple different things.
Okay. Which one do you want to start with? Okay, so we have
that Fortune Pills. You've had plenty of that one.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
The New Moves is another personal fave. I like that one.
Forward Glance is a new one, a new light lager we just brought out for the summer. And then that's our double IPA, a collab with North Park Beer Company, just right down the road.
We're doing that one
Getting right into it.
Yeah, we're getting right into it. Should we just split them?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So for everybody who's listening, Dave also brought these beautiful Sikh glasses. They look like little wine glasses.
Yeah, they are actually wine tasters. They're called. They're nice little stem 10-ounce glass that actually works great for beer. A little taper up towards the top that like pushes the aroma right out towards your face, and then I love the little stem to hold on to it. This is the glass I drink out of at home almost 90% of the time.
Really?
And at the brewery, yeah.
Dude, that's one thing I actually really want to touch on about your beer company. The one thing I really liked about what I've seen. And cheers, man.
Cheers.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, dude. That's really nice.
Yeah, we're happy with how it came out.
Yeah, dude. That's like super floral, right up in the sweetness. It's almost like a peach aftertaste.
Yep. Lots of stone fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like a
Pleasant
little-
mouthfeel. It's like juicy.
Yeah.
Like if you bit into it like a guava, like
Yeah.
a fresh guava on the mouthfeel. Wow. That leads right into what I was just gonna say right before we tasted that. The one thing that blows me away about your brand, brewery, I should say, was how you did the fruited sours.
Yeah.
Dude, until I met you, I never knew about that.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody and anybody who's hung out with me or even listened to the podcast, I've talked about you on the podcast before, it was literally, dude, it tastes like Kerns.
Yeah.
And you can't tell, and they're pretty strong beers. And before you know it, you're drinking like 2 things of fruit juice. And you're like, oh, I'm actually, oh shit, like I'm kind of tipsy right now. Like, what's going on? Like, no, I'm like, damn, I'm drunk. Like,
Yep.
yo.
Now
How
we
did
got
you do that?
So, first part for us is just getting the right fruit, finding the right guy with the right fruit. You know, because the whole goal of that beer is to showcase the fruit. And then what we do is we brew a really strong beer, 10% plus, and then we add so much fruit juice back down to it to bring it back down into that 5 to 6% range.
That cuts the alcohol?
Yeah, well, you're sort of like diluting it. I'm basically diluting the liquid with fruit. I'm putting so much fruit in there and then keeping it in solution. So like you're drinking all the fruit juice I added plus the strong beer, all together in one glass or can. And that dilution, basically you fruit it down is what we call it in the industry. You fruit it down to, that nice drinkable 6%, 5% beer.
Now, are you putting in juice or do you put in fresh pieces of, because you have ones that were like mango and pineapple. You have ones that are like passion fruit. You've had ones that are just straight pineapple, but there's like, it seems not chunks, but there's.
Yeah, there's pulp. There's
pulp. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, there's thickness to it. Like some of the fruits puree differently. Like mango is like almost like a baby food paste.
Oh, okay.
Pineapple is like more like a orange juice where you're sort of like, it's thin, but then you have like the little pulp chunks. And we leave all that stuff in there. I mean, like I said, this is to showcase the fruit. And if that's part of the fruit, I want it to be part of the beer. And so, we let that be part of it. And if the fruit's thick and warrants that beer and makes that beer thick, that's what it is. And if it's a thin, like we're about to get into some berries and like, berry puree. And most of these, so back to your other question is, most of these are purees that I can buy through different companies around.
In bulk and stuff?
Yeah. Because I've done a lot of the pureeing, peeling, all that stuff myself. And I don't have time for that right now. So
I'll have time for this shit.
Yeah. When I did that, when I was doing the Whole Foods brewery, I mean, and I had access to all the fruit I ever wanted, buy as many boxes as we wanted. We just processed fruit a lot.
Wait, Whole Foods. Wait,
Yeah.
so we jumped here.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Before we jump into that,
Yep.
like, let's go back. So you
back to
found,
fruit. Yeah.
well, not even that. So I feel like if we're going to get into your story about it, it's like, well, what about, like, so where did this start? You said you became a bartender and working at a brewery when you were 22.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's what started, that's what gave you the launch pad.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I was, needing to find some more like steady income beyond gigs. And so I was like, I was already just that beer geek kind of guy who, in college, if I saved up a little money, I was buying Newcastle or something like that when my friends were buying.
Oh, dude, yeah, I remember the days.
Yeah. they were like, no, I'm going to buy this 30-pack of Keystone, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to go with this 6-pack of Newcastle. On most days, not all days. So I go to this brewery that just opened, and I'm like their 4th employee, and I'm waiting tables and tending bar and just bugging the brewer every day. Hey, what's this? What's that? What are you doing there? What's going on here? Why does this taste like this? And I think he finally had enough of me, and he's like, Dave, if you'll shut up, and if you show up at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, I'll put you to work, and I'll show you the ropes.
That's so sick.
Yeah, for like on my Tuesdays and Saturdays, I just told him, put my schedule like he brewed on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I was like, I want off those days, I'll work whatever other day. I'll work Sunday, I'll work Monday. I'll work the other crap shifts. Just make sure I have those days off. And I worked for him for free on those days. Showed up at 5 a.m., which bartending life, showing up Saturday at 5 a.m. wasn't always easy. And he made me regret it a couple mornings.
I imagine. Dude, I can imagine.
But so I did that like for free for 10 months. And then he started paying me for those days. And then as the company grew, he brought me on full time. And I ended up like that was what I call my sort of apprenticeship time. Yep. And then I ended up working there and like sort of growing my role for over the next 9+ years, to where then I left for a head brewing job at a local startup brewery in Knoxville there too, and then the career's just gone from there.
Dude, you worked under your apprentice for 9 years?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was cool though. Like, he was an old timer that like just knew all those old time things that like what this old brewery does and this old brewery does and all these sayings. And I always like say them to the guys who work for me, or like I'm working around like, the old timers say this, and they're like, how the hell did you know that? I'm like, well, I worked for an old timer, I was like, oh, it's a bubble cell beer, and they're like, what the hell is that? Where's that even come from? I mean, it's right, but like, hey, that's the old timers say.
Dude, that's so. It makes me so happy that you say that, because I feel like we've kind of talked about this before, but if haven't, I can relate to that story very much so. I didn't work under my mentor for that long. I worked under him for 2.5 years, but I had 2 mentors. Yeah. I had the owner, who is essentially the old timer, if you want to call him that, but his name is Steve Rail, and he would like in the middle of the shift, it'd be like 9 o'clock. He's like, going surfing. And then he would leave for like an hour or 2 max. Awesome. Yeah. And then come back. Cause that was his time. Yeah. That was his time that he set out every single day. And then the rest of it, he's there. He's roasting. He's on bar. He's running cash register. It was like, and then he would set aside time for me every Friday, 7 a.m. Kano, be here to cut. And it would just be sit there to do it. But I was like you. That's when cool. When I found out I wanted to fucking do coffee, I was like doing dishes, and I would just, every time I saw him come to the Cardiff store, I'd be like, yo, Steve, you need a roaster? Yeah. He's like, nah, Kano. I'd be like, every time I seen him, though, hey, you need another roaster? Dude, for like 4 months, I would just hassle him. Finally, one day, he just came up to me. Yeah, just like what you said. I was like, bro.
You got to make it happen.
You have to.
Yep.
And I worked 7 days a week for over a year, working 3 jobs just so I could have that coffee job, because I knew he was going to let me roast eventually. Yeah. I didn't care how long it took. That's why I hassled him. And dude, and one day he just pulled me out and he was like, yo, I got an open position in production, and I want you to come down, and then we could start shadow roasting. And then that's when I met Shay, the guy right behind you. And he was the first guest on Caffeine GREEN. Fast forward like, hella years. Yeah. But it was that day that I showed up at Sereno Valley and saw the roaster and did all that. So I was like, dude, hearing you say that, is so sick.
I like that story. That's cool. It's cool. I mean, me and you connect on a lot of things, but it's cool to hear it go even deeper like that, because you got to make this stuff happen for you, especially in these passion jobs like this, where you're doing it because you have a passion for it and you love it. You got to go out and make that stuff happen.
Dude, you have to. But dude, it's so interesting because you're a musician, so you're already doing, in my opinion, what is like the most artistic form. I mean, most expressive artistic form. That's arguable. How do I say this? You work in a profession that you have to have passion and drive, because like you said, you're getting your own gigs. You're doing whatever you can. So you're literally sell yourself. Yeah. Yep. But that's interesting because you're very personable, but you don't go like out of your way. But it's something, you're in a profession where you had to like almost essentially go out of your way. Yeah. Was that uncomfortable for you?
That's a good question. No, it's not, because usually selling myself is uncomfortable for me, but that kind of part, like the behind the scenes part, is where I am very comfortable, and like getting down and dirty with whatever craft we're sort of, after at that time is sort of my area. Getting out in front of the people and like, you're sort of blowing yourself up and hyping yourself up.
Puffing out your chest.
Yeah, that's not what I do well or even care to do. But you sort of got to be decent at that too, because it's going to happen, and you at least got to know how to handle it. But I don't know. I don't do that part well. I try to stay very humble about all these things, and you know, it's tough to go out there and like self-promote it. As I was just complimenting you earlier on your, you know, social media presence and your, you know, willingness to just get right in front of the camera and sell yourself. Like you do it very well, and you look very comfortable doing it. It looks very natural, and like I envy it a lot. I don't put myself out there like that. I don't post enough because I'm like too worried. Oh, people are gonna think this is crap. You know, like that's really putting yourself out there in front of the public. I put myself out there behind my product.
No, 100%. Yeah, no, I get that.
And that's and I'm comfortable doing that. But I'm not as comfortable out there and like in front of the cameras and stuff like that. I mean, I don't shy away from it, but also it's just not my zone. So
for sure,
that's cool to. It's something we all have to think about, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, thank you first of all. That's great. What I would say, there's two things that kind of help me with it, because like yourself, again, we can relate on this, dude. It's so funny. People came in today. I have like my Latin customers who only speak Spanish who come in here, and they're asking me like, "Do you have comida? Like, do you have food?" And I was like, "No, sorry, lo siento, like no comida." And they'll ask why. I'm like, "Because nobody asked for it." And I've had almost 7 weeks, I've had 2 people ask for food.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And nobody even wants certain flavored drinks. People come here for the coffee. And the reason I'm saying all this is because, like you, I let my craft do the talking.
Yeah.
I'm already loud enough on my own. I have a fucking podcast. I'm loud. I'm doing my Instagram shit. But like at the end of the day, I don't want to be one of those people who can't like back up the walk.
Yeah.
You can't walk the walk, talk the talk type shit. I want people to be like, yeah, that fool talks a lot of shit, but he backs it up.
Yeah.
So that's where it is. And although I'm loud and I'm doing all these things, I was never like that in front of a camera too much unless I was skateboarding. So then it was like you find that avenue that makes you comfortable in front of it.
Yeah.
When it came to doing coffee, I wasn't really about that. But then I met my friend Beta, and my friend Beta said, he stopped having any type of shame when he was in like PB one time, and he was about to throw up, and there was all these fine ass girls, and he said he threw up in front of them, and they were like, ah! And he said it was at that moment he was like, I'm literally never gonna see these people again, so what the fuck do I care?
Yeah.
And so I kind of thought about it that way, and then I heard somebody recently just say to me, or like not recently, but like within the last like I don't say year, was like, so what? It's stupid, right? You just posted it on Instagram. You posted it to your story. It's gone in 24 hours. And people don't even barely remember.
I know.
15 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Having it up for a day, you might have had it up, and somebody be like, if they really care, they might have been like, oh, I saw that. Or if they're like, oh, what? I didn't see that. Like, what
no, you're right. And you got to get out of your own head on that stuff.
You just got to let it go. So it's like, I think about it as having like no shame in the sense, but it's like, I'm not shameful about anything I'm doing, but it's like at a certain point, I know you get this, is like your product stands alone that you don't have to. My product is battling, just like you, we're both battling a saturated market.
Yeah, no kidding.
So it's like finding your own lane, number one, staying in your own lane, and then not having any other competitors. If you're just competing with yourself, but like if you're not worried about what anybody else is doing, then fuck it.
Yeah.
And people are getting to, and the way I see it now too, oh my God, bro, I've been thinking about this a lot, is that even if it's negative publicity, meaning people hating on you doing it or like they don't like it, they're still talking about you.
Yep.
So fuck it.
Yep.
Like,
fuck it.
it's like you got it. Like you got them.
Yeah.
Because they're like, if they don't like it, not only are they gonna like talk about it, but they're gonna show their homies.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna critique it, and then they're all gonna like it, and eventually, or not gonna like it, and then eventually somebody's gonna look at it and be like, it's kind of dope. What are you talking about? Like,
if it was pure crap, they wouldn't be even talking about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wouldn't be nothing.
Exactly.
It would be something they walked right past.
Exactly.
But no, if it's crawling up their ass, that's because
if it's pissing them off or whatever, they're like,
then you're doing something.
Exactly. So I've kind of just got to this point where it's like, fuck it, dude. You just have to do it that way.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
Sounds
no,
weird.
I got to get better at that on the social media side, or I just got to hire somebody better at that.
Dude, it's super easy. I would say it's definitely time consuming.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
at the Whole Foods gig, I had to do like this social media training because I was the only person in the company that had my own. So all Whole Foods throughout the whole nation, I was the only person who had their own social media account. You know, everything else was managed through the marketing team, you know, of each region and all this kind of stuff, and none of them had time to deal with the brewery. And they, like, just beat me down about it. Like, Dave, are you sure you're going to be able to do this? You know, it takes this much time. They were like, 1 hour here. You're looking at 4 to 8 hours a week. And I was like, oh, come on. That's crazy. Like, you know, I see this little 14-year-old girl posting all day, you know. And then I got into it and, like, to really come up with quality content.
Oh, yeah.
Work on a nice photo, you know, sit there and work out something to, like, say nice about it, make sure it's all right. And, you know, I mean, it takes a lot of time.
Well, dude, it's also, too, I think the thing that I've found in my experience is authenticity.
Yeah.
You have to be authentic.
Yeah.
You can't be faking this shit because everybody else looks the same. You have to have some sort of image, but if your image is that you're all over the place, then that's your image.
Yeah.
You know, and that's your image is very good. I think one thing I definitely wanted to touch on too is one of the things that I noticed about your brand was how you've put the color scheme together, how you made the brewery look, and how you have your logo directly pointing towards the towards the fucking tap.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
When I walked in, I'm very much about angles and like how where things are formed and the colorways. Even though I'm colorblind, I could see like yours don't have colors that I can't see. It's more tones.
Yeah.
And I don't know the term for the color, but it's like Pantones or like tones, something like that.
Yep.
They're like lighter colors, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what they're considered. Okay.
Yeah.
But even like you're in the back of two other breweries that face the street. You were straight up tucked in the corner, but everything is like leading to your spot.
Oh yeah.
You even have the tables in different colors, and it's just like, yo, why? Tell me how you picked this out, and why did you set this up intentionally? Like,
yeah, it's all very intentional. You know, the chevron little arrows are facing that direction, like to the right. If you notice in the logo, the K has the same exact sort of arrow, and you know, they could have all faced left, but we're seek. You know, this is all about seeking out the things that make you happy, seeking out adventure, seeking out memories, seeking out that place you want to be, seeking out that stuff, and that's always about moving forward for me. And so, you know, it was, and that's probably more like just our Western culture of, for some reason, we all just live left to right, you know, and it's just the way we read, it's the way you just sort of, that's your mind sort of works that way.
Yeah.
And, and so that's what it was all about, facing them to the right, you know, fitting them all right, real tight in the logo. I like clean, simple, like looks, you know, where the pops that you do get that do stand out to you were very intentional. Everything else is, you know, I don't want to say muted, but intentionally white or intentionally just gray or something like that, where the pops that are there, the things that stand out are what we wanted to stand out.
yeah.
And that's what it was all about for us was, all right, fine. We want this bright, open, you know, inviting environment where everybody felt comfortable. From, you know, this young lady who doesn't know much about craft beer, but heard we had some cool fruited sour, to this, you know, flat bill, black t-shirt, you know, craft beer guy who knows everything about craft beer, also felt, you know, pretty cool in the spot. You know, and that was our goal. We weren't trying to. We're trying to approach a wide audience. You know, if the ladies feel comfortable there,
Dude, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. I was like, dude, these are when we first met, I was like talking about how it was very feminine attributes to the look.
Yeah.
But then also I was like, well, yeah, I mean, when I had Sab come in here, I was like, I needed a lady's touch.
Yeah.
And she made things a little bit more feminine for me. And it's like, dude, it's already a hip hop shop anyways. I got fucking dude Nas rolling a blunt. I got Nipsey on the wall. It's like, okay, well, we need to make sure girls feel comfortable. And it's not, I mean, everybody feel comfortable, but like, let's be real. There's more women than men in this world, especially in San Diego, North Park specifically. And it's like, if you don't cater, like, bro, like, you're stupid.
Yeah, first of all, you're cutting off half the world.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. And if she likes the place, he gets to come back more often. They both get to come enjoy your spot.
Dude, you said that to me before,
Yeah.
and I was like, what do you mean? What does that mean? I was like, what? He gets to come back. I was like, what does that mean? And then I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, because like happy wife, happy life. I was just like, dude, I'm so like by myself so much. I was like, what does that mean? Like, if I come back, if I like it, I'm coming back.
You're gonna do that anyways.
I know, yeah.
But then what if your girl says, "Yeah, I like that spot. Let's go there." You'll be like, "Yeah, let's go."
You're like, yes, every time.
Yeah,
dude.
So you might visit twice. Visit on your solo trip and visit out with your wife.
There you go. Okay.
That's the goal,
Dude.
Or your group of girls, like, your group of ladies that want to go out and start your evening at a brewery, then go hit up the cocktail spot, go catch some dinner.
Yep.
I want to be that brewery where like all those ladies want to come there and feel comfortable and not only enjoy the vibe and everything, but feel comfortable, feel like they're treated like craft members of the craft beer community.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, this place was not necessarily built for you, but built so you'd at least enjoy it.
Dude, Sav talks about it all the time. She's like, until she moved here, I mean, when we would all work together in Oceanside, we'd go to Booze Bros, but she wouldn't hang out at Booze Bros with us.
Yeah.
We'd go across the street, we'd have beers with the boys, and Anna, our friend Anna, would just drink beers with us. And then I never drank with Sav. As soon as she came here and she went to your spot, we would talk, or still to this day, like, I mean, any day of the week, pick a day. She'd be like, it's like, hey, do you want to go grab a beer? It's like, hell yeah, let's go to Seek. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And
She's come by with her other friends.
Dude, I know. Jackie too. Jackie was coming by. Ray been coming by. I'm like, dude, I tell everybody, I'm like, no, just go to Seek. Like, but I tell them to come here. Of course, I'm not playing favorites.
Yeah.
But I will definitely. The one that blew my mind was definitely the fruited sours for sure.
Yeah, they're easy and approachable. That definitely does cater into that same clientele. It's a very approachable way. It's our gateway drug.
That one is for sure. Is that your bread, like bread and butter?
I don't think so, and
but
they sell well. I
can't. Bro, the strawberry one.
Strawberry one was so fun. It was like our sixth beer that we like released, and it was the first to sell out.
The strawberry one.
Yeah. Like it beat other ones to the finish line, and was looking back, like, where are you guys at?
Bro, I'm gonna tell the story real quick. Actually, before I tell the story,
let's crack another.
Yes. Okay. Should we do this? Is the forward glance,
Yep.
The newest one.
Yep.
Okay. So these two that we just had were the two newest ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You came over. I was closing the. Oh, well, whatever. I was closing the shop, and you came over. Like, we're walking, and I had the door open, and you. Jesus Christ, this thing. Okay. You were like, you look like you need a beer. I was like, well, fucking A. I was like, yeah, I'm down. And then you proceeded to hand me the new strawberry mango, right?
Yeah.
Bro, it literally knocked my socks off. I made a video, actually, to be funny. I was like, oh, my God, is that the new strawberry mango from Seek? To the point where because I've never actually had a beer that tasted like that. It's just... I know I'm jocking it, Jesus, but like
no. It's I understand it. Like it's a unique style that, I mean, there are. I'm not the first. We don't do it the best. There's a bunch of other breweries out there doing killer stuff like this, but it's not like a mainstream style that a lot of people know about.
I've never heard of it until you showed me it.
Yeah, it's cool, and I some people call them like the smoothie sours, and I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I just call them like silly fruited sours. Like, we just fruit them to the silly amount, whether it's thick and smoothie or it's thin and, like I said, my goal is to showcase the fruit.
Yeah.
The fruit is thin and, but still brings a bunch of bright flavors that like really jump out of the glass. Like, that's what it's about for me. And like I said, it's not the most mainstream style. It's not. People just think, oh, you just added a ton of fruit to it. It's yeah, we did that, but you got to tame that, and you got to like do that well to make it pourable, survive in a can, all these things. And it's
for sure.
It's not easy, and I messed a bunch of them up.
I imagine, dude. Yeah, I've messed up a lot of coffee.
Yeah. They're fun though. They're a lot of fun. It's really cool to play with all the fruit like that, and be able to create something that like people are like, whoa, I've never had that before. That's a cool feeling,
especially in this area.
Yeah,
I would say, because to find your lane and to do things that nobody's doing, it really is kind of a tip of the hat in my opinion, because it's like, fuck, dude. Everybody's like, you can't do it. Or you're opening another brewery, or another coffee shop in San Diego or North Park. Like they kind of roll their eyes at you, just like, all right, just wait, son. Just wait, or something. Exactly, but you did it, and I like super applaud that. And like, I want to get back into, so you worked for your apprentice for 9 years.
Yep.
What was your first job away?
So I was head brewer for a brewery called Sawworks Brewing Company.
That was in
Knoxville also.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was like, this is little old Knoxville back in, the early 2000s, where I worked for one of the 2 breweries in town, and then I was the head brewer for the 3rd brewery in town. Like, that was my first job outside. Yeah.
All right.
And that was cool. Like, we really blew it up. It was a young, cash-strapped company that had its challenges, as a lot of startups do. But, at the end of year 1 and into year 2, we were completely maxed out on, like, our capacity to brew more. We were selling all we could make. And I felt pretty good about, like, my skills growing, and I was nervous coming out from underneath my mentor to, like, do it on my own. Do I have the chops type thing? And I felt pretty good about it.
Because now you're creating.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not replicating a recipe that he did, even something that you collaborated on. Now you're creating. You're the person.
Yeah. And that was nerve-wracking. It was. I was teaching at a university, a brew school, so that I felt that really, like, sort of filled some gaps in my knowledge. I was sort of forced to by teaching. I didn't want to look like a fool up in front of these young people, so really got into the books and studied a whole lot more. And that, like I said, I felt really good about that brewery. And then so I eventually left. I got a connection that recommended me for this job, and then so that got me into the interview process and chiseled all this stuff down, and that job ended up being for Whole Foods, the grocery store. And so
what does that entail? Like,
it was wild.
Because you guys had bars in Whole Foods, or there still is.
It still is. And in Texas, where Whole Foods is based out of Austin, they were building this store in Houston that they wanted to put their first brewery in. And every store in Texas had bars, and the goal was to make a small little brewery, but at least send some beer out to the other bars and stuff like that. And they just had all kinds of dreams. But this is a bunch of people, grocery people, who want to make a brewery happen because it's cool and they can afford it, but don't know a lot about it. So I got into the interview process. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. I was, I'm a craft beer guy. Like, I don't want to work for this big giant corporation. But then I'm like, man, we're a small brewery and we're struggling to pay the bills. I could go work for this big giant corporation and, like, not struggle to pay any bills. And that's exactly what it ended up being. So it was a crazy interview process. Like, panel of 13 people. I'm like the new guy in the company, and I'm hanging with Walter Robb and John Mackey, like the CEO and founder of the company, like almost day one. Like, it was wild.
A panel of 13 people.
Oh, yeah. And I had personal calls with each one of them, and then had a panel with all of them. And I didn't even, like, do a lot of prep, but I thought I had, like, the right like, what's the word I'm looking for? But I thought I had the right shtick for them on what that job should be. And my goal was to, like, and I quoted it to them a lot, was like, let's make a dope brewery, make killer beers, but let's bring the store into the brewery and the brewery into the store. like.
You came up with that?
Yeah.
Yo.
And they just ate it up. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm going to be over there. I'm going to be the produce guy's best friend. I'm going to be over at the smoke store. I'm going to be over, I'm going to be over hanging with the cheese people and like doing cheese pairings. I was like, that's the way this brewery is going to be successful. I want to know what mangoes, not just that he's bringing in mangoes, like what type of mangoes he's bringing in, and like, when are they tasting the ripest, and how can I get that into a beer, all this kind of stuff. And
fruit is sours.
yeah, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. And just started going after it like that, and
Wow.
they ate it up. It was a national search, and I got the gig, and that moved me to Houston. That was pretty cool. I built Whole Foods' first ever brewery, and helped to build the second one in San Jose, California. They're both still pumping out beer. And then Amazon happened, and like the goal was to like replicate or do another brewery in all 9 regions, but Amazon happens, life happens, and they sort of not necessarily squash the program, but like weren't looking to like keep growing it. Yeah. And so I moved on. But that was a dope gig. That was like super cool. I was there for like 4 years. We were maxed out at the end of year 1 again. Couldn't make any more beer. We were selling out all the time.
Dude, sick.
Yeah, it was super cool. I mean, I was making waves in Houston as this tiny little brewery.
Was it called just Whole Foods Brewery?
Whole Foods Brewing Company, yeah.
Wow, dude.
It was pretty wild.
Exclusively sold in Whole Foods?
Yeah, only in Whole Foods. I wouldn't let that beer, like, I purposely priced it so high, like, for our distro, like, no places would want to touch. Because in Texas, you can't have an exclusive brand. You can't, like, just make it and sell it to, like, I couldn't sell it to another store without making it available to all beer bars or anything like that. So I just priced it through the roof. I was like, well, they won't want to touch it, and that was the goal. I wanted to keep it exclusive, but obviously stay legal. And man, we just sold it like at the stores. You had to come to Whole Foods to get it.
Wait, so did you get to showcase it? Give samples in the bars that they have?
Oh yeah,
inside, because like they put the bars in like the corner now.
Yeah,
like so you can get a beer, you can enjoy while like whatever's going on.
And
in the store.
You're able to come sample it. Your carts had little pint holders on them. I mean, I would have some of the specialty staff, which was like the department we were part of, like do the little samplings, and it was Whole Foods back then. We did all kinds of cool events. I mean, like each department, we'd have Wednesdays, where like everybody would put out these certain samples and like make something cool from the ingredients in their department, and be right out in front of their department, and and have beer pairings with each one every other Wednesday and stuff. We did a lot of cool stuff. That was a super cool gig.
Dude, that is so rad. Yeah. I think that's super amazing, and it makes a lot more sense now. I mean, if you're already a craft beer guy, that means you already have the palate developed. But now you're taking it to a place where you're actually able to not only refine your craft, but you're able to refine your craft with access to an abundance of things to pair it with.
Yeah.
Yo, as a craft, I don't know, producer,
yeah.
like chef almost.
Yeah. That's
a different level of understanding.
It did a whole lot for me. Opening up, what the possibilities are.
Yeah.
And that was super cool. I really appreciated that opportunity. The lady who hired me, her name was Karma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Her name was Karma.
Okay. Yeah. First person I hung out with in Houston. I made sure she was like the last person I hung out with in Houston on my way to San Diego.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, like one of them, and her husband, Scott, like really just some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And like I was so appreciative of that gig and like what it ended up doing for my career and my knowledge and everything like that. Like I can never thank her enough, for like picking me over everybody else and then just letting me run with it. Like just seriously.
Yeah, just letting you create.
I mean, let me go.
That's what's popular.
It was cool.
Yo.
It was really cool.
That's so dope, Dave.
Yeah.
Damn. So, okay. So that Whole Foods led you right up until you got here.
No. Then I got tabbed to run Urban South. I had another stop in between there, helping out a little brewery that had a tragic loss, and but then I knew ultimately I was probably going to end up at Urban South in Houston. Okay. Urban South's a brewery based out of New Orleans, and they were building a new spot, like their sort of like R&D facility, big budget brew pub in downtown Houston, and I knew I wanted to be a part of it, and it ended up being another just like killer gig. Yeah. And now, of course, we opened it on February 29th, 2020. Gorgeous, giant tap room. Had it popping like just crazy for 3 weeks, and then pandemic shut it all down.
Damn.
Yeah.
And this was in Texas, though.
This is still in Houston, yeah.
I thought Houston didn't shut. I thought Texas didn't really shut down.
Yeah, Houston's a little different, man.
Houston. Okay.
Yeah. Austin's not Texas. Houston's only slightly part of Texas. The rest of Texas can keep itself.
Man, that's crazy.
That was a cool gig, though. That was another great gig.
February 29th, 2020.
Yeah.
What a day.
Yeah, on Leap Day. We opened our grand openings on Leap Day.
Hell yeah.
And we were just thinking, like, I mean, we just packed the place. I mean, it was nuts.
Sick.
And we're just thinking, like, this is it. Like, from here on out. It's
only tight shit. Yeah.
It's balls of ball. Let's go.
Yep.
And then, like, 3 weeks later, they're like, nope, shut it down. Shut it all down. You can't have any more people in the place. We're like, oh shit. All right, what's our pivot?
Yeah, pivot.
Yeah.
Everybody was pivoting.
Yep.
What did you guys do?
Oh, luckily we had a canning line, so we just I was like, nope, pull all the kegs off, pull everything. We're putting everything in cans. Let's start selling. We had a roll up door, like our patio had roll up doors. Our tasting room had roll up doors out to the patio, and so we just rolled up one of them, put a table right in front of it, so we were on like the back side of the table serving beer, and people could walk up to the patio or walk up to the roll-up door. And it ended up being lines down the block, just release after release. I mean, lines and lines of people would selling out so much beer day of, and it was wild.
Dude, that's super interesting you say that, because that's exactly what happened. Have you been down to Fernside in South Park?
No.
So Christian Singlin, he's the owner of Fernside. He's been on the show. Super rad guy.
Yeah.
He actually came in here today. Shout out to Christian. But he owns Fernside with some other friends of ours, and that was our restaurant. Leov and I and my other homie Josh, like everybody who worked at a previous job that I had, we were there every day. A lot of people who were involved with Caffeine and Green came from hanging out at Fernside. Nice. And when everything shut down, they had to pivot. And that's when they created the slushies. So if you get like a fucking slushie from they put it in like the little kids sippy cups, dude, they were so strong. And you take one slushie and you were lit. I mean, I remember telling my roommate, or telling Ray I was like, yo, dude, you got to meet me over here in South Park. I was like, we'll get a fucking, I'm going to finish roasting. We'll get a slushie, smoke a J, and then we'll go bomb this crazy ass hill that I found. And he was like, what? And he's like, yeah, bet. I'll be down there. And so he'd show up, we'd drink a fucking slushie, and he'd be like, dude, I don't think I can bomb this hill, bro. I was like, we ain't even smoke yet, bro. What the fuck? What you doing? And he's like, dude, these are strong. I told you they were going to be strong, but they're like, they get you all hyped up. And it was like, nobody knew if the world was going to end at that point. So it's like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, but the reason I'm saying that is because of the pivot, and they were thriving almost as hard. You'd see it lined down the block just for people to get slushies or drinks to go. I mean, so it sounds like that's what happened for you guys.
Yeah. And I mean, it was anybody that like put in some effort to like stay in touch with their clients, provide something for their people, for their fam, that were supporting them before. I mean, it was awesome. All the people that came out to support, and even the beer community in general, like they had put together these. All right, on this Thursday, like a random Thursday, everybody in the beer community, everybody on this Facebook group or whatever, go around to 4 breweries and show your four packs that you buy from these breweries. Oh, and that kind of stuff. It was awesome. And
so everybody's helping everybody.
Yeah. And there was a whole lot more. It felt like a real nice sort of reach back to like, nope, support local, support your community, because this is affecting everybody. type thing. And you know, it was nice to get that support and for people to dig it too. Like that was really nice. And so then they'd come back, and we were able to do some other cool things too. We had the canning line. We had some advantages that other breweries didn't. So we were canning some other breweries' beers and stuff like that, just to make sure they had to-go sales, because that's all
But
you
I mean,
had.
that's also helping. Like, because are you charging for the canning line?
No, we weren't
Really?
charging for those days. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we would just.
Dude, you really are a homie.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you'll just come through.
But that's. I mean, come on, that was the time to do it. If
Yeah,
there's any
of
time to go
course.
be there for your neighbors and stuff like that, that was the time. So it was,
Damn.
I mean.
So wait, like, why did you leave then?
Well, okay. So also pandemic also show, Houston is Houston. Really great food scene, like really maybe one of the top in the country food scenes.
I've heard you say this before.
Yeah, and I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Like there. I mean, it's the second largest Vietnamese community in the world.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Only behind Vietnam. Like it's no joke. And they have pockets of the whole city where you just go from a killer Vietnamese restaurant to another one. I mean, and then like their Asia town is, it's not Chinatown. It is
Asia town.
Yeah, because I mean it's a small city. It really used to be a small city until Houston like engulfed it. I mean, we're talking blocks and blocks of Filipino food, and I mean Chinese food, like
banh mi,
yeah,
fucking whatever.
The street signs are all Mandarin. Like you feel like you're in a whole different world. Houston is got some really dope stuff, but what it doesn't have is outdoor life. And so when everything's shut down, you're like, all right, now what? You know? I'd love to go hiking. I'd love to go do something outdoors to get out of our house for a little while. So that was, and Houston was never home. We loved San Diego a whole lot. We were traveling out here the whole time in Houston. We were traveling out here 6 and 8 times a year.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I mean it was a lot. California in general, we were coming here 6 to 8 times a year. We were going to L.A. 4 times a year and San Francisco 4 times a year. It was part of my wife's work territory, and I was just tagging along for all these trips. I just loved it out here, and it's more our vibe, more our people, more our beliefs.
I was gonna say way of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it just became a destination for us. Like one way or another, we'll get here. And
sick.
and I was doing pretty well in the brewing community. Like I was earning really well. And so my thought process was like, well, if they can afford to pay me this, what are they making? It's about time to find out.
I mean, true.
Yeah. So let's go find out.
So is that how Seek began?
Yeah, that was it.
You were
that
like,
was me and the wife.
You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna start my own.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a boss.
And I'd never done that. Like I'd never thought that way before until pandemic. I was always like really happy. Like I keep earning more. I keep proving myself. They keep paying me more. But I don't have like that ownership responsibility on my plate. I mean, I get to turn off the lights, clock out, and like get a day off. And owners, as me,
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I don't know what that means. I don't remember the last day I didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and I always like, recognized that in my previous roles. I was like, at least if I want to take a Sunday off, if I don't have any brewing responsibilities to do, I get to take the day off. Owners don't. But then there was still a point where like I also don't get to call all the shots, and I don't get to call all the shots where I want to call all the shots. And so that Seek was all about like seeking out that space that makes you happy, that place that makes you happy.
Yep.
Seeking out the things that you want to do. And so
is that what came up? Like, where was the moment? Where was the moment when you came up with the name?
So came up with a name. We were here checking out the space, with the lease, and me and the wife we had a Airbnb down on Texas. So
Stop it. That's where I lived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we were like, we love North Park. So San Diego was our goal, but North Park was our goal within San Diego. Like there was no
From jump.
Yeah. There's no settling. We're not doing this unless we do it our way. And we're staying down there. We're walking back from meeting with the landlord or the representative.
Management company, whatever. Yeah.
And loved the space. Knew about it. Knew it well. I knew I could get done what I needed to get done there. But we had this like list of names going on our phone, like in Notes app, you know. And my wife was really good about it. Shout out to Nikki, the co-owner of Seek. And
Yep. Shout out Nikki. She's the homie.
She's there. Yeah, she's down there. She's over at the bar holding it down right now.
That's the spot.
While I do this.
Yes.
And she said Seek, you know, and she just like kept walking. And I was like, hey, babe, that's pretty good. Hey, hold up. Let's oh, no. Let's keep going. All right, fine. And I started like looking it up. I was like, Nikki, nobody has this one. Like that brewery doesn't exist yet. So okay, I'm like, Nikki, this is like it. Like that's like
one.
what we're doing.
Yeah,
you know, we're seeking this stuff out. You know,
Ooh.
we're making this happen. And she's like, shit, that's not bad. And before you know it, we're like, and then we started like just thinking about like all the possibilities with it. You know, the toughest part in brewing with names for beers or breweries is hasn't been used yet. You know, that's tough.
I mean, that's with anything.
Yeah, exactly. So that was like just getting past that hurdle was a lot. But then like we're just thinking about like how well it fit what we were doing and what we were about and the possibilities it had sort of marketing, you know, going into the future.
Yeah.
I stopped the search right there. I was like, nope, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Because it transcends.
Yeah.
You know. But I mean, that was super funny. It was one of the first things I said to you. I was like, Seek. I liked it because the first thing that I thought of was Seek skateboards. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, which one do you want to crack
I'm
next?
cracking now. Yeah. Take it over. Welcome to Seek Podcast.
Whoa, got it, son. Yo, I love it. Yo, stop playing. Which one are we drinking now?
This is New Moves. And this is my new favorite IPA we have going. Man, just like the Nelson hops jump out of it, big flavor, but then it's like 5.7%. So
so it's light.
yeah, so
okay.
we can have a couple. Big flavor, small beer.
I didn't know. I usually after the podcast I've been going out with the guests, but then I was like, I probably just walk over to Seek and just drink some beers.
That's what we'll do.
Dude. Hell yeah. Okay, wait, where were we? I just spaced on where we were before.
Oh no, we were just working through the Seek story. Now we're there.
We're
here.
So you had your name and this past.
Yeah.
Oh, Seek. I was saying. Seek Skateboards. It was one of my favorite skateboard companies.
You mentioned that, yeah.
Mikey Taylor,
That's
Josh
cool.
Kalis, Rob Deerdick. There's a couple other dudes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, like these guys. It was out of DNA, who ironically I ended up like as I got older, I ended up skating for DNA, which was super sick.
Cool.
So like, for when I saw Seek, I was like, oh, that's sick. You know, because Seek, dude, they had this. Whoa, I didn't even think about it just now. Their whole thing was black and white.
Okay.
Black and white.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even think about that.
Love
It
it.
matched at the shop. That's fucking weird. But, dude, what was the address on Texas? I want to know because there's a couple Airbnbs around the apartment that I live.
I don't know. We were on the top floor. So
Was it north or south of El Cajon Boulevard? Was it between University?
North of El Cajon, but just like a block up. What's the
Like Meade?
Yeah, it was Meade in Texas, but maybe then you walked like another half block north.
Okay.
There's like a
right there on the main strip.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's like that liquor store on your left side if you're walking north on Texas.
Where the Mariscos are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, right across the street from that.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an ex-girlfriend who lived like right over there. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dude, that's so crazy, bro. And this was during the pandemic this happened?
This would have been September 2020.
Dude. I was
Also
definitely
the
living
trip-
in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Also the trip I caught COVID on.
You caught COVID on here?
that was wild. Yeah.
Or how did it affect you?
It didn't. But you know, I'm pretty lucky to be
Healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had to like be out of work. You know, I'm running this company in Houston. I'm running a remote company for this other company in New Orleans, and they just let me roll with it. And I'm like, guys, I'm not gonna be here for 10 days or whatever it was
At the time, yeah.
At the time, yeah. So I was like, sorry, but no, I felt a little tightness in my chest, so I coughed. I was like, oh crap! I just got back from San Diego. I better go get a test.
Oh, that's
Positive.
how it got you?
Yeah. And then the next morning, I felt great. Like I felt like I was starting to roll into a cold. You know that feeling oh man,
yeah.
tomorrow might suck. Next morning, I mean, it was instantly felt back to normal, decent. And
But you just tested positive.
Yeah. So I sat it out for a little while, worked at the computer, drove my wife nuts because she works from home. Yeah.
Dude, when I got COVID, we all set out. It was me, Beta, Ray, and his girlfriend at the time. And we all were like, all right, guys, probably going to get COVID tonight.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's go. And then we went out and we were in this bar. It was in downtown San Diego. It was I think Ray and his chick had got it to that point. Definitely Beta had got it. I was the only one who hadn't gotten COVID yet.
Okay.
Up to that point, almost 2 years deep, nothing. And I think I'd had the vaccine by then. Dude, stupidest reason to get the vaccine. I didn't get it because I was worried about my health. My friend Leov asked me, she's like, hey, you want to go to the Padres game tonight? And this is when they were just opening the baseball games again, but they were sectioned off and vaccinated, unvaccinated. I was like, she's like, we're sitting in the vaccinated section. I was like, fuck. All right, I was like, I'm gonna stop at Kaiser. I'm gonna stop at Kaiser on the way home. And so I stopped at Kaiser, straight up, got the shot, and then I had my card, and then I walked into the game to shot. I was like, as I was going into the game, I was like, you fucking dummy! You literally just wanted to get the vaccine so you could go to a fucking sporting event.
They should have just done that, free Padres game for anybody who gets the vaccine today, or something.
Dude, I probably would have done it. I mean, obviously, I did it to go to the game anyways, but when I actually got it. We go to the party. We're in downtown San Diego at American Junkie or something like that. And dude, it was like COVID had never happened. My friend Beta had a bottle of Jose. Oh fuck, what was it? Jose Cuervo maybe. And he's pouring it into people's mouths and then pouring it into mine, pouring it into my drink, and I'm just like, fuck it. We're smoking blunts in the club, sharing blunts, and I was like, whatever. Next day, all of us kind of have a sniffle, and I had this deep cough. I was like, ugh. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. Dude, I saw this space that we're in right now. I saw it. I didn't know I had COVID yet. I was like, oh, I feel like a cough is a cold is coming on.
Yeah.
I meet the guy Lester, who is the broker, and I check out the space. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's cool. I really like it. All right, cool. I went home, and we're all sitting around there. Our homie Beta is going to leave in a couple days. We're all smoking a blunt, and he was like, hey, are you sick? And I was like, I was like, I don't feel any weirder than I did yesterday. But we was like, but we've all been smoking blunts together anyways. So I was like, if I have it, you have it. And he was like, fuck. And he's like, does anybody have a test? I was like, I actually have one. And I go get one. Dude, I've been getting tested for week by week because I was still training. I was still fighting and stuff during that time. So I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I have people sweat dripping in my face. I'm like, I'm fine. And then I set it off to the side, and I do it 15 minutes later, and I come in and I just look at it. I was like, guys, I have COVID. And Beta's like, shut the fuck up. Beta books it back into the bathroom, and he goes and looks. He's like, you fucking have COVID. I was like, if I have it, you for sure have it, bro. Yeah. And he was like, I've never seen somebody buy a plane ticket back to the Bay Area so fast.
Fuck.
Dude, 45 minutes later, this fool was on a plane back to Oakland.
Wow.
The next morning, he DMs us on the group chat, and he was, fucking text us on the group chat. He's like, I'm positive. God damn it, Kano. And I was like, this is not my fault. And then Ray Ray's like, it's a state of mind, guys. I'm not even sick. We're like, fuck you. You're definitely sick. Because his girlfriend had COVID, too. And I was like, some good use that fucking vaccine did, all y'all. I was like, y'all already got COVID, got the vaccine, then you still got it. I was like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, you didn't die, though.
Dude, didn't die. We were very lucky, but I will say, also during COVID, I got the space. I saw it right before I got sick, and then I did all of the paperwork while I was sick with COVID.
It allowed a lot of free time to, figure some shit out.
It did.
Yeah.
It really did. I would definitely say it sounds like you were working, but during the initial start of COVID, I wasn't able to even roast.
Okay.
But we made the shift for the company that I was working for. We made the shift to online.
Okay.
Again, to your point about social
media. You got to learn a bunch of shit about that. I had to do the same thing.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I didn't know how to set up an online store pre-COVID. Now I'm like, Yeah.
Well, see, that's
Got
actually
really-
owners. That's the owner did all that. He was just like kind of what you were saying about the social media is like you're supernatural. Just like I would be in the
something else.
Yeah, in the
It pushed you
cafe,
into-
throw it up on a fucking tripod. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing today? I'm roasting, and thank you so much for all your support. And blah blah. Dude, and watch the numbers just shoot through the roof.
Nice.
Like to the point where it went from like roasting maybe for like 3 hours every other week to still shut down, doing 3 days a week, 8-hour days
Wow.
by myself in the cafe.
That's cool.
Dude, it was crazy.
It forced us into a lot of things, and if you wanted to allow it, it forced you into some good spaces that like taught you stuff, maybe opened up new doors.
Yeah.
So it was a unique. It still is, I guess, a unique thing, but it's something it's a moment in history we'll talk about forever.
I definitely have to agree with that. I mean, during that time, I made the shift because I can't roast coffee. It made me realize, like, hey, if I can't do this, what am I going to do? And that's when I started filming and editing again.
Nice.
And really got down to it. Again, shout out to Liav. She...
Right behind you.
Yeah, right behind me. I would just be like, yo, I want to go film this. You want to film it? And she'd be like, yeah. And so I'd go film her running the stairs in downtown San Diego, or I would film her doing like a pour over in coffee, or be like, hey, she's like, I'm going to start fighting and like actually do it. So I would be like, all right, well, I'll film you. And making all these like sick ass edits. And then it's like leading into the company, she was a big part of it. So it was all because of that reset of fuck, you can't depend on just one thing.
Yeah.
And that's such a California mentality. Cause like, I mean, you're from out of state, bro. Like, I mean, I'm born and raised Cali boy all over the state, but people from out of state, a lot of homies that I have, they'll be like, it's so expensive there.
Yeah.
I can't believe you live there. I can't afford it. And they all end up leaving. And that's no shade. And I get it. But the one thing I always have to tell all of my homies who say that is like, dude, if you grew up in it and this is all you know, then that's what you have to do to stay.
Yep.
So you just deal with it.
Yeah.
And that just becomes your way of life. Sure, if I was doing exactly what I was doing in another place, maybe I'd be making as much money and be living like thriving. But
what's thriving?
Exactly. It's like, bro, this is thriving right here.
Exactly. So what? You have 3 more bedrooms than you have right now? I mean, come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Do I need all that?
No.
No, I need to be here where places make me happy.
And it's popping.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you've been to New York. I mean, not New York, but San Francisco and like LA.
Yep.
This area specifically reminds me a lot of San Francisco. And every passing day, Dave, I'm telling you, it's fucking crazy. It's with everything, whether it's the homeless, whether it's the deli across the street popping off like, oh, did you hear about that sandwich spot or this, or like we got
creative little spots here where this guy just pops up here and he's like doing something killer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Out of some like little hole in the wall, you're like, where did this come from?
Yeah, this slaps. Like, how do you not know about that? And then you go and talk to them, and they're just like these normal people who are trying to get by as well.
Yep.
And it's like, fuck yeah. If that's not San Francisco, you know what I'm saying? Or like, I mean, not so much LA, but definitely San Francisco. And I tell all my homies, especially from the Bay, my friend Danny, he's like one of my best friends. I'll tell him like, bro, you need to come down. Like, you need to come and stay. I mean, he has like 2 kids, a wife, so he's living that life. He can't just hop on a plane and come down here. But I told him like, bro, when the day you can't come, I'm like, bro, you're gonna hang out in this part of the city, and you're gonna see this is just like the city itself in the Bay, like, but just San Diego.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hella people from the Bay be coming down here, and they're like, oh, you're from the Bay? It's like, yeah, you was popping, what's good?
They're the ones driving our prices up around here.
Bro, it's not even that. I was talking about this the other day. What about this? What are your thoughts on, because more people are going to at work, like are working
Remote
at home.
working,
Exactly. The biotech here is a real thing.
Huge.
It's not just, it's like, that's not even Bay Area tech.
Yeah.
That is San Diego tech.
It is. Yeah.
I have a customer
I
here.
didn't know like how big it was until I got here.
Dude, Sereno Valley, it's like all biotech over there. Yeah.
It's, I mean, how many people I've had, like, my plumber come through. He's like, yeah, I don't mind doing this job. It's going to cost you this because I got this biotech gig and they'll pay me whatever I want. I mean, electrician, same thing. It's like most of my work I do at these biotech places. I mean, those places are keeping San Diego, like, moving.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Without a fucking doubt, bro. Like coders.
Yeah.
Like where I learned how to roast up at Zumbar in Sorrento. Dude, their entire demographic is coders, biotech firms, executives, and it's like,
And they're just building out. They're spending money. They're making the economy happen here.
100.
Yep.
That's what, but it's also you got to feed them, right? Like that's so beer, coffee, fucking.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
You know, you feel me? And it's now everything's expanding.
Yep.
Now it's going south and east.
Yep.
So it's like national cities popping off. Chula's gonna
Yeah.
pop off. Chula might not be popping off
Oh, it is
right
though.
now,
I mean,
but it will be.
God, I hear about it more and more
Dude,
all
over
the time.
on Third Ave.
Yeah.
Yo.
It's always a good time.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's going to change that demographic down there. You know, I struggle with some of that stuff. You know, that.
Like you mean gentrification?
Yeah.
Not, but hablas español, Dave?
Yeah, no.
No. Not even a little bit.
Not
Not
even
even
a-
poquito. No,
Yeah,
not.
maybe I could usually pick
Hola.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know the things I need to do to, you know, I can get a beer and I can get some food. And I
see.
can
Okay.
pay for things.
Okay.
But you know, it's that stuff. I struggle with it, but then I also understand that like that's not a bad thing. You know, money coming in is not a bad thing. you
But
know?
okay, so what if to counter that, when you go down there, you know, you open up a brewery down there.
Yeah.
So like,
And I got a friend who just did. You know.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Kurt.
yeah.
Yeah. Kurt lived in.
And his wife is.
And
Mexican,
wife is,
yeah.
but he lived in Mexico for 22 years, so
Yeah.
he definitely speaks Spanish.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very well.
Habla
Yeah.
español.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, it's like, what if you just learn some Spanish, and that way you're not gentrifying, but you're just adapting to the.
Are you
to the
rising?
environment.
But raising the prices on the people that you know, that's the more thing
That's
I'm
what you
worried
mean.
about.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more worried about property taxes going up on the people who
Who've
born,
been
raised
there.
there, been
Yeah.
there. Yeah, exactly. And like them to within one generation not to be able to afford to live there, in their home. You know, that's tough. You know,
I would say that, but you know what? This is my point of view on that, and I think it's a solid one.
yeah,
Because it's what's happened in the Bay Area
yeah.
where I grew up.
Very.
Dude.
The whole city, like the whole area.
Well, dude, not even just that. I'm talking about more specifically the East Bay, where I'm from.
Yeah.
So I'm from Fremont.
Well, I mean, it happened in the like
in
actual
the city.
years
Oh, yeah.
and years ago.
But dude, in
20 years ago.
in
now
Oakland?
Oakland's happening
Oakland,
as we speak.
bro,
you know?
and I follow rappers from Oakland, and
Yeah.
like, bro, when I was growing up, you couldn't go to Oakland.
Yeah,
if
you
you,
didn't
like,
go there.
It was like I'm half white and half Mexican, but I look white as shit.
Yeah.
And I remember really early on in my life, my brother telling me like, Connor, it doesn't matter what fucking color you like or what nationality you are. You look white, you can't be in Oakland. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's fair. And
now it's fucking Hipsterville.
dude,
and,
hipsterville
Yeah.
out the ass. But then I follow rappers, and those rappers are like stepping up to the plate, and they're like, yo, I'm gonna fucking hold it down. He's like, I'm not letting my city go. He's like, this
Yeah.
is my city. And he's
Good.
like, I mean, granted, he's a rapper.
I'm gonna go rap it. I'm gonna go throw down at this brewery.
Well, like, yeah, there you go. Like, he's Mr. Fab. It's like Mr. FAB.
Yeah.
But he talks about it, and he'll be on Oakland, on the block every day. And it's like, why not push people to rise to the occasion?
Yeah.
And I know that might be like a difficult, I mean, granted, like, you know, it's circumstance, it's
Yeah.
a lot of factors.
Yeah.
But I do believe in rising to the occasion.
I
And
agree.
I definitely agree. Like, I think of all people, like, if there's going to be anybody who's going to rise to the occasion down in Chula, of all people, like, or of all cultures, dude,
Yeah.
I have so much faith in my Mexican culture and
Yeah.
my Mexican people. And, like, they're hardest workers.
They are.
And they're going to fucking, like, I remember talking to one of my friends, and I said, what's your favorite thing about being Mexican? She's from TJ. And she's like, I'm going to be real honest with you, Connor. She's like, I love having faith in my culture and that we are the hardest working people, whether or not it's, you know, working some shit ass job, you're there you're there on time or before, and you're working later than everybody, and you're working your fucking ass off. And I was like, yo, I love that shit, and I'm about it. So you know, I'm an American-born Mexican. It's just funny because like when I would talk to her or any of my homies from Mexico, they're like, "You're not Mexican," and I was like, "That's fine," but I have Mexican culture, and like that's something that you can't take from me.
Yeah.
So I might not be from Mexico because I'm an American. That's fine. I love the country.
Yeah.
But I don't forget who I am and like where my roots are and like what my culture is and how I was raised. So with that being said, I think like instead of thinking about it as a negative thing, I want to think about it as like an uplifting thing and like, fuck yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think when I went down to 3rd Avenue last week or a couple weeks ago when Kurt opened up his spot down there, I went to support and they had like the music of the culture, which is like, you know, cumbias and salsa and bachata and reggaeton and like, it was fucking popping, you know, and it looked sick. And I'd never been down to 3rd Ave.
Oh, okay.
And so afterwards, like, I mean, when I was about to leave, it was like me and my friend Dez and my friend Kristen. And we went up and I was like, bro, this is sick. And he was like, you like it? I was like, dude, I really do. And I was like, you know, to be honest, I was like, this is where I feel like I'm going to probably have the next Caffeine and Green. Because it's like, for me, like, I love North Park. I do. This will always be my home. And like, in terms of like, this is where my first shop was. But I'm here for a limited time. Yeah. You know? And so I was like, where would the next version of Caffeine and Green be? And I'm like, bro, down in Chula would probably be where it ends up, just because of like the culture and like the hip hop and the urban aspect. It definitely would be different because it's like, it's maybe instead of a Nipsey mural, I would do like a Selena mural or something. I'm just kidding. But like, but the vibe would still be the same and people would pick it up. And I was like, I think it'd be a smooth transition, you know? And plus I speak Spanish. So it's like, all right, fuck yeah. Let's like, you know, let's go. Saying like, I'm fucking down.
And embrace it. Like, you know, that's rising up. You know, that's not saying like, all right, you're not going to push us out.
Nah.
No, we're going to rise up for this. We're about to like come show you how we can make money doing this
let's
stuff.
do it.
Yeah,
and like empower the community and like really be there for people. Like, I might not live here, but I'm going to live here now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fucking help out. Like, what do we need to do to make everybody be better? I think in general, that's just what we should be about in general. I mean, like, fuck, I don't like labels and I don't like putting yourself in a box. Why not adapt? Be like water and fucking, you know, adapt to everything. Fucking Bruce Lee said that, but in its most natural state, water is the most adaptable. By the 5 Rings. I'm reading this book right now by it's called The 5 Rings by, what is it? Oh, let me grab it. I'm gonna grab it right here.
Go good.
Right here. Oh, here, yeah.
I mean, the host really just took his headphones off, stepped away from Mike, so it's now my show.
I'm literally right here. It's called The Book of 5 Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. And it's like, it's all about being like a warrior in like the 1600s.
Shit.
And he talks about in the Book of Water, because there's 5 books that he wrote. In the Book of Water, he basically is talking about like strategy, and he talks about like being like water. Water can take on any shape in any form. I know Bruce Lee has said this as a martial artist myself, but when I hear a samurai talk about this, it's you know, way before Bruce Lee. It's like Bruce Lee probably read that same book.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like to be adaptable and to take on a form of whatever situation that you're in. I think that's more admirable.
Yeah.
And more unique because people want to resist and people don't want to adapt and they don't want to change.
Yep.
But when you can do that, be comfortable being uncomfortable, and also at the same time,
oh, I like that.
Know where you're gonna fit in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like when I was down in Chula, I was like, oh, dude, like it's good here. It's fucking dope here.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I would thrive down there, like really grow, like have the roastery down there or something. Like who knows? I didn't know I was gonna be here. So, but
course,
it's just like I'm spitballing, but it's like the feeling.
Yeah.
You know that.
That's cool. That's connecting with you.
Yeah.
Dude. That's nice.
So when you are brewing beer, do you have a certain music that you want to play, or you go based
definitely.
on vibes or energies, or like what's your process?
No, so the music for the brew is it's a vibe thing for me.
It's a vibe.
Yeah,
it's a vibe.
Yeah. I knew as soon as it came out of my mouth,
yes.
I was like, oh shit.
I love it. Go ahead,
but no, it is like the beer I'm making that day. I'm like, nope, today we're putting this on. You know, I mean, and it could be anything. I range all over the world. Like Tuesdays is Yacht Rock Day. I mean,
Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock.
What is that?
I mean, come on, look at me. I'm as white as it gets. It's Yacht Rock. I mean, we're talking Steely Dan.
Oh, dude, Steely Dan's dope though.
Yeah, it is. It's
Dude,
fucking
that's not
really
yacht
dope.
rock, dude.
That's
Like,
Yacht Rock. What's wrong with you? Yacht Rock's dope.
I mean, okay,
All right.
I've never heard that term, but I love like Dirty Work. Dude,
Yeah.
I fucking love that song.
Yep. We're talking Michael McDonald. You know,
Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
he might be like the king of yacht rock, you know, because he just plays on, he just kills it with everybody. You know, Chris Christopherson. No, that's not. That's
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, he's got a little
The
bit of yacht
actor?
rock in him. I mean,
From
you mean,
Blade?
You mean the songwriter and amazing musician? Yeah. No, but Chris Croft is his name. Sailing. It's Tuesdays
From
yacht rock.
Sticks, like
No.
sailing away, come
No,
sailing.
different sailing.
Oh,
play this
okay.
off for you. I got a whole world we're about to introduce you to.
Dude, hey,
Yacht
I'm
rock,
so
man.
down.
Yeah.
I'm so down.
Yeah,
Yes.
So Tuesday's Yacht Rock Day. But some beers just like scream that, and then some beers like I'm making a double IPA. It's going to be like Kendrick Lamar station that day. That's just like the vibe.
Really,
for
not like a
double IPA.
Slipknot, or like
No.
because it's a kick in
Nah,
your face, right?
That's I'll tell you what. I jump around a lot, but the big, crazy, heavy rock stuff, I'm just not as much my vibe. I don't.
Like death metal, you're not
Yeah.
into it, like the
No.
satanic metal.
No. I mean,
Dude,
obviously, I don't look like a lot of the music I listen to, but I definitely don't look like that music, and
Dude.
I'll slip right into that stereotype.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like, dude, I definitely. But see, when I was into Slipknot, when I was like 15 and
Yeah.
16, I would wear khaki pants, but like
Fuck.
a navy fucking like Alien Workshop shirt and like skate shoes, and then I would like have my dad drop me off at this fucking like, Dad, come on, and he's like, where are you going? I'm like, we're going to the Compact Center where the Sharks play, and he was like, to see who? I was like, can we listen to the band on the way to the thing? And it was like, bro, it's because I was extreme. I either wanted like super gangster rap,
Yeah.
or I wanted like, because my brother was in a band and he played
Okay.
heavy metal.
Yeah.
I wanted like fucking like satanic fucking sex.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God. I remember just like my dad driving and my dad listens to Motown.
Yeah. See, but I have those days.
Mariachi music,
Yeah. Oh,
fucking salsa. And
Yeah.
he was just sitting there like shaking his head like, I fucking hate, what the fuck? Dude?
Yeah.
And then we'd go to the show and we'd walk out of the show and I was just like, it was so sick, Dad. Like they had 666s on top of these fucking speakers and there was fire coming out and it was flashing 666. He's like, Adios mío. Like, dude, I was like all over the place. So, but like when I'm saying this because like when I would imagine like a double IPA, it's like
That's a hip hop day for me.
a
It
hip-hop
always
day.
is. Yeah, it always is.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good station I start at. You know, I'm Conway, Benny. You know, like I get little
Dude,
more
Benny
hood.
the Butcher.
Yeah.
Dude, I found so many Benny the Butcher songs because I went to your spot.
Oh, nice, dude. That guy
Dude,
fucking
I
throws down.
like him. Do you listen
Yeah.
to West Side Gun?
No, don't know.
Dude, oh.
All right.
After when we go
Nice.
when we go over to the brewery after this, I'll show you
New
some
artist.
music.
Yep.
Because Benny the Butcher does songs with West Side Gun.
Oh, really?
It's a group.
Okay.
Super good. I have some other. Do you like chill kind of actual lyrical hip hop?
Like who?
Okay, so right now I would say like the rappers that I'm listening to, off the top right now, Santi.
Okay.
Like it's S-A. I don't know how to say his name, but he's
Yeah.
a British rapper.
Yeah, I know.
Him, like S-A-N-T-E, Jordy.
Okay.
Dude, ASAP Ant. Oh, he's out of that ASAP crew, or
Yeah.
like ASAP Rocky.
Yeah.
Let's see. Reggie Snow, MF Doom, and Cam Obi.
Dude, the MF Doom thing, that was the craziest fucking thing I'd ever heard of.
What do you mean?
I mean, I was like way into this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I usually don't get into guys that are just like long verses, you know, like I'm just here to just like
Spit.
yeah, exactly. I'm usually into the musicality behind it. That's why I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan, you know, like so big on him. It's because of the musicality behind it. But MF Doom just had this like sound and like rhythm, like his phrasing, which is like, you know, you're sort of like just taking a section and how you're going to rhythmically sort of place it within this amount of bars. I thought was like top notch above anybody else's, because you know he doesn't do big hooks, never does, never has.
No, he's a lyrical rapper.
Yeah, and I really dug him. And then to find out like the dude's been dead for like 3 months and his family didn't even tell anybody, and I was like, what the hell happened? That was the craziest story, craziest thing I'd ever. I mean, I get it, you know, they wanted their privacy and you know all that stuff, but I was like, holy shit, I wouldn't mind like mourning.
Yeah.
For him, with them, you know, something
Dude,
like that. Was crazy.
Do you like art? Like murals?
Yes, very much.
Dude,
yeah.
I'll take you to a mural. I know where like a fucking sick ass MF Doom mural is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. I got you.
Dude.
It's right here in El Cajon.
That's
like,
cool.
We'll go walk over there.
Dude,
it's
he was
super
good.
sick.
I was a big fan.
Dude, yeah. Have
I'm
you
a
ever
big
heard
fan.
of Team Hunger Force? Like
Oh,
Team,
of course.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
love
Yo,
that
that
show.
song
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. Dude, him is like, no, he's super. Dude, what about do you know Deltron 3030?
No.
What?
Yeah. All right.
Stop
cool.
playing.
Introduce me
Dude,
stuff. Learn
you
it.
will like Deltron 3030.
Okay.
Deltron 3030 is Ice Cube's cousin, and he also helped Ice Cube write a couple songs.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Was this pre-Disney or
Oh, dude, this is
post-Disney?
back in the day.
Yeah.
this is back in the day. This is like when I was
I just feel like it ever matters, but I like feel like throwing Ice Cube shade, you know, because like he would ever fucking care. Like, oh yeah, you know this guy from NWA, doing
all the
Disney,
Raiders gear, bro,
doing Disney movies. Like, hey, I would cash that check too. But.
dude, hell yeah, dude. Listen to this concert. This was like when I was like 21. It was like, who was it? Who opened? It was Akon opened, and then it was T-Pain, and then fucking Lil Wayne, West
Wow.
Side Connection. So it's Dub C, Mac 10, and Ice Cube, and then The Game came out and
What?
closed the fucking show.
What?
Dude, it was one of the hardest concerts I've ever been to in my life, and I was losing my shit. Yeah, dude, I was like, get money. This was when Wayne was like huge. We're talking Carter 3.
Okay,
This was part of
yeah.
the Carter. Oh no, he actually closed it. The Game came on before him. That actually sounds a lot more realistic. Wayne. This is when Wayne was like on top of the world.
Yeah.
Dude, he did he did
I
all
hope he's
his
doing all right.
songs. What's that?
I said I hope he's doing all right.
Dude, he's fine.
Yeah.
Because he signed Drake and Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that fool's making
I'm
money.
I'm sure he's making money. I just hope he's healthy and doing all right.
I don't know if he's healthy.
Yeah,
dude, he
exactly.
has like one dread, and then
Dude,
just like the other half of his head is crazy.
I caught him a couple years ago at the New Orleans airport. And
Did you really?
Yeah. And I was just like, man, is that Lil Wayne? Yeah, it is.
Is he really that little?
Oh yeah. No, he's a little dude, very small. Like little,
5'2"?
5'4", let's say, but also like just
Yeah,
not,
he's jacked. Yeah.
Oh, he's
jacked.
cut,
Yeah.
but he's not like wide. You know, it's not like he's got like giant shoulders. I mean, he looks like a small.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did. You know, he just didn't look that healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just sort of missing some. You know, I don't know, health.
Dude, I
So,
would say
you know,
no.
I
I
hope
get
he's
it.
doing
Like
good.
when you're doing lean and you're fucking smoking all that weed, like
Yeah.
every interview, because I was obsessed with him for so long.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
I would
I'd
consume
dig
all
it.
his mixtapes.
Yeah.
I get when I don't know how you are with artists, but like when I get into an artist, like I just
Dive deep.
obsessed.
Yeah.
I become obsessed. Gucci Mane, like that's
Yeah.
how I got my Instagram handle.
I just watched this Tiny Desk the other night. Me and Nikki been just like getting into these.
Dude, Tiny Discs are so sick.
It's so awesome.
So sick.
Yeah, and his is just fucking awesome.
Gucci's?
Yeah.
Did Gucci do one?
Yeah.
I never seen it.
Oh man.
No.
He just stands up and Gucci like he's himself. You know, just mouth can't even like spit stuff out fast enough. Like, and he's got this smile. You know, he's got his head slightly tilted the whole time with the smile like going the whole time. I mean, he's just spitting. It's great.
Dude,
It's
I saw
really
Gucci
good.
at the North Park. Dude, you haven't even been. Have you been to the North Park Observatory yet?
No, I have not.
But you know about it though,
Yeah,
right?
oh, yeah.
Oh, bro, I've seen so many. I've seen Wu-Tang there. I've seen Gucci there. I've seen Lil Uzi
Shit.
Vert there.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. I saw
Lil
Vince
Uzi?
Staples there.
Wow.
bro. So like they're kind of lagging on their rap game right now, but dude, I saw Gucci there after Gucci got out.
Wow.
And dude, total like so much room. Nobody was tripping on nobody. Like space. I remember going there.
I love that dude.
Dude, and he played Trap House 3. I fucking lost it. I was singing every word, and he's like, dude, it was hella funny. He's like, everybody in the crowd, you could tell they didn't actually listen to Gucci.
Yeah.
And he's like, sing it if you know it. And like, nobody's singing, but I was screaming those fucking every fucking word. I didn't give a fuck about like any type of whatever you want to call it, like PC things.
Yeah.
I was rapping every word to make sure Gucci could hear me. I was like, I fucking know, son. I can't serve you out the burglar bar. It's like, yo. I fucking loved it so gnarly. And it was like, I don't know. I hope that you get to experience the North Park Observatory because I love music, as you can tell. Yeah. But I love when you love the music and you're able to like really enjoy it. You know, it's like if you get so hyped on it because it's such a small venue. Yeah. Everything is that close. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. And you love when those guys come and do those kind of spots, you know, and you're able to get in on it. That's cool.
Dude, we digressed pretty hard on some music, but we're reaching up to the hour. We've just done an hour and a half, like straight up.
Holy shit.
Like, dude, no, we've done good. But one thing I wanted to ask before we get out of here is that I wanted to ask, like, so, you know, we got up to the point where you're at Seek.
Yeah.
We're here. You're here. You've opened. You have now employees.
Yep.
Shout out Randon.
Yep.
You're and maybe now another employee, and then I hope. And dude, you're number one ranked in San Diego. You came in one day and you told me about like this
Untapped thing.
Yeah. Untapped.
Yeah, Untapped.
Untapped. Okay.
Yeah.
You told me about it, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? That's so dope."
You know, you're like the only person I've ever told about that.
Dude, that's so sick. And I feel so honored that you told me that because
I'm not here to do that. You know?
But see, that's the thing though, bro. It's like I love like I was literally telling somebody this today, I think. I don't remember if it was today or yesterday. But I was like, yeah, Dave's going to be on the show, and I was like, I think it's super fucking dope that you're going to be on here because you were the new kid on the block. And you've obviously been here before I came here. But I didn't know that you were back there doing, like, getting your spot up and running. And I'm, like, over here doing mine. I was like, we're the two newest kids on the block. And we became homies. And to see you thriving, that's what gets me going. That's what, like, I get so fucking excited because it's like, dude, fuck yeah. I don't know you, and I know I know a little bit of your story in this conversation. But just knowing that, like, you're working super hard and that you're doing so well and you're being recognized for it that's what I live for. I love to see people thriving. And the fact that I actually got to meet you and know you and, like, I'm cracking beers with you and, like, having this experience with you, it's an honor. And so it's like I feel very, like, lucky that I get to share this with you and see you growing, and we're, like, growing together. You know what I'm saying?
Returned. 100% returned. You know, like, I feel same way. Like, I want to push this shop. You know, I want to tell everybody about it.
Fuck yeah.
Because, I feel we've had a connection from the jump. You know, like, to where, like, man, this dude's out here hustling. I'm out here hustling. Like, let's see what we can do. You know, but it's cool. It's nice to be, Untapped is a beer geek thing that, like, you know.
But it's no small feat. It's no small feat, though.
In the beer world, people know about it, but, it's cool, but, the rest of the world doesn't know about that stuff. You know,
but it translates to your Yelps and your Google reviews and your other, like, whatever have you in this fucking world where we have to, like, people just want the best now.
Yeah.
La mejor.
Oh.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Untapped, like, will sell beer for you. Like, I mean, just because other people who don't know who you are, haven't been there, they'll look at your Untapped score, and they'll be like, all right, we better reach out to this cat.
Dude, can I tell you something? So my homie Matt, he came here last Sunday. Matt was
the manager of the coffee shop that I worked at 7 years ago. He is like a raw denim fucking craft beer guy, has been since I've known him. He pulls up and parks in front of my shop. I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? I was like, fuck yeah, super hyped. We talk. He's got a baby. Congratulations, guys. He's got a baby on the way. And I was like, why are you here, though? I was like, you're not here for coffee, huh? He's like, I'm here to grab some beer from Seek. I was like, #1 ranked beer company? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I fucking knew it because I know him. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, bro. Because we would, when I was, dude, like 29, 7 years ago. Holy shit. When I was 29, I would go and hang out with him. And he'd be like, we're going to Lost Abbey.
Yeah.
Or we're going.
He knew all the spots.
Dude, he knew all the spots. And he's like, this is what you're getting. He was the first person to introduce me to a sour. It was called like Toolbox.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
yeah.
back in the day.
I was a big fan of those guys.
Only sour beers.
Yeah.
Like, dude, yeah. So it was like, when he showed up, it was really weird because I was like, I know you're not here to see me, but I'm super glad you parked in front of my shop. But like, what are you here to? He's like, I wanted to get some beers from Seek, and he bought like 2 4-packs from you.
Nice.
I didn't tell him that I knew you, nothing, but I was like, that's so fucking dope, dude.
That's pretty cool.
So, props to you, G. Like, I see it, and that's what I like to tell my people that I see. Like, I mean, like, oh, I see you, and when I see you, that means that like I see what you're doing, and I see people like responding, and I fucking love that. That's what gets me hyped. I don't really draw my energy from myself. I draw my energy from other people. And I see people thriving, and I see people, whether it's like a motivational speaker like David Goggins or like Cameron Haynes is another dude I like. His whole thing like that I like is that he says, nobody cares, work harder. Every day.
Yeah.
I feel bad for a second, like nobody cares.
Yep.
All right. And then I just go about it, or I look at my friend Leov, who's like, a federal police officer. I know that's, divisive, but she's a police officer, but I was there helping her train to get to that point. And then I see my friends.
She's one who would do it right.
Yeah, so, exactly. No. And that's what I always tell people. They're like, you're one of your best friends is a cop. And I was like, up until I met her, I was like, fuck cops.
Yeah.
Like real talk. And she knows that.
Yeah.
But then I met her and I was like, I believe that if there's going to be a good person who's going to be a cop, it's going to be her.
Yeah.
And everybody who fucks with me fucks with her. So it's like, all right, tight. It's like, it's her. It's my boy Shay behind you. Like, he's fucking killing the game running Steel Mill. It's Riley. It's Sav. It's, I don't even really believe in the reflection of 5, like your 5 closest people. I mean, like, I do believe in it. Like, they say that your 5 closest people reflect who you are and where you're going to go. If I can put that in one hand, I'll be like Ray, Leov, my mother, and then I don't know about those last 2. But those 3 right there, 100%, everybody's thriving, everybody's killing it.
Yeah.
And I think about my extended circle of people that I surround myself, yourself, everybody who's in this area, Kurt, like all these people that are like doing their businesses, like if I had to be compared to people doing it right, I would be like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm with those homies. Like, these are my homies, and like, you know what it is?
And like your circle is that type.
It reflects.
Like, and is that like awesome. Like you come across it, and you're just like, man, I want to hang with these folks.
Yeah.
I want to be part of this.
It's some solid people.
Yeah, exactly. Solid people doing cool shit, like doing it right. I mean, I like the connection, me and you hit it off, connect well, but like it's been your whole scene. It's your vibe here. Like it all connects and like,
dude, we got to start. You got to get the people comfortable.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, we'll end it right there. So like for future plans, what do you think? If you want to just put it out there, or if like already what's going to happen?
I don't know what's going to happen.
Because you have collaborations with fucking everybody. North Park Brewery, Hopnonymous.
Oh, we got them coming. We got Kings. We got Sandbox. I mean, and there's like I got a list of them coming. But that's just all, people that we've all done right with. I mean, you know how it is. I mean, your homies are your homies, and they want to keep hanging and doing cool shit.
Doing cool shit always.
So that part comes easy. But what I'm doing with Seek Beer is seriously all about the liquid. You know, I mean, we're going to devote everything to the liquid and see where it takes us. I'm not putting any restraints on anything. If it stays this nice little small quaint thing that we're just like keep doing dope stuff, hanging with people, making a nice, you know, lifestyle for me and Nikki and our like team, you know, like really provide for our team. That's super cool to me. If it goes further and blows up, you know, it does. And I'm probably more worried about that than I am like just sort of staying small and quaint.
Worried?
Yeah.
Why are you worried?
Because I don't want it to get too big. I don't want to be this profit monster. Like that's all you're pushing for. And, you know, like investors this and banks that and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. I want to like, you know, grow small, take care of the people who help us grow. Yeah. You know, that's really like, and keep the liquid at its like highest quality.
You want the craft, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
That's what it's got to be about. And I think that stuff ends up paying off. You know, I think that mentality ends up paying off. Whether you ever become the biggest guy in the neighborhood, region, state, whatever it is, you know, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, if it goes that way, it goes that way. But as long as the liquid always stays tight and the team stays tight, that's what it is.
Do you feel? I never thought this about myself, but when I roast, I put on the music. That's why I asked you about the music earlier. Yeah, I put on the music, and I feel that the energy that I'm putting into the coffee when I'm roasting it is reflected in the taste.
Oh, 100%.
And how it is perceived.
Yep.
Do you feel that when you're brewing, like whether it's the music and the feeling and the atmosphere, and it's like you're putting this love and dedication and this passion into this product, that it's people can taste that as opposed to like what it is actually like. If
I completely believe in that. Like,
yes.
So this past Friday, my birthday.
It was your birthday. What the fuck, Dave?
Yeah.
It was how old are you?
42.
Feliz cumpleaños, amigo.
Fuck
yeah.
Yeah. So on my birthday, brewed my favorite sort of style beer, which is like a fest beer, Vienna lager, you know, Oktoberfest sort of beer. You know, put on my favorite music. Like everything just felt great that brew day. Like, I mean, hitting everything. Like everything was just like I was dancing around the brewery and making a beer. Like, I mean, it's going to be the best beer we put out.
So your birthday's July 1st?
Yeah.
Is you're a Cancer?
Yep.
That's why we work so well.
Yep.
Anyway,
I just know that's going to be the best beer we put out. You know, whether it's like everybody loves it the most because it might not be their style.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident. Like when everything hits where I want it to hit, like that's going to be the beer just because the vibes were right that day.
That's what's pop.
Yeah.
Yo, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, dude.
I love this, man. I really appreciate like us getting to know each other and like hanging and like the friendship we got going and our like sort of, all right. So we were talking about like some employees like, you know, working at both spots.
Yeah.
I just sort of like put that as like, that's like the families coming together.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
I mean, I'm really pumped about all this, man. I want to thank you and you know, show you my appreciation for, you know, us getting close and, you know, doing all the stuff together.
Dude,
and
that's
there's
what's
only gonna
popping.
be a lot more coming.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, and like, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And because I feel the same. Yo también. I definitely want to say, but bro, like, I think more than anybody, like, again, not playing favorites because I'm definitely gonna have everybody on the show.
Yep.
But
Better.
I will say, like, to bring it back to the conversation, is that, you know, I was just that fucking like I'm a grown man, but like I felt like the new kid. Like, hey, what's poppin'? Like, yo, I'm over here. Like, I'm doing the coffee, guys. Like, you guys should come through. You know,
Yeah.
you know. But you're the new guy too, so it was like. You know, it's like when two new kids show up,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, you're new. It's like, I'm new too. Like,
Yeah, let's
what's
figure this
poppin'?
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, hey, let's figure this out. And,
Yeah.
and like, totally different avenues of doing it. and
different backgrounds, like different approaches.
everything.
Yeah.
But Dave, like, yeah, no cap, bro. Like, I love everything we're doing, and I think,
Same.
like, the first person I wanted to have, like, I've never had a brewer on, never, and I've been doing the podcast for 4 years now, and I've been like putting it out there, like, I need a fucking brewer. And in San Diego, I have no brewers on the fucking show, and then it's like I meet you, and I'm like, oh, like, duh. I'm talking to Sav, and she's like, who do you think you're going to get on out of the free? I was like, Dave, duh. Like, no, that's a no-brainer, you know? And then, like, but shout out to everybody else, like Steven and Kurt, and, like, love them all. They're all super dope. But it's a different vibe,
We got
bro.
a good thing happening here at the property.
It's going to be popping for at least another 2.5 years.
Yep.
Because that's when I'm done.
Yeah.
Because that's when they're gonna tear the building down. So
That's
it's
what they
like
say.
that's what they say.
Yeah.
Dude, trust me, I'm already like pumping pretty tough. Like, hey, like I don't want you to tear it down. Like I will stay.
Yeah.
But they're like, So it's like, all right, cool, whatever. But like that's also makes it sick because it's just like one limited time thing, and it's like everything in life ends. But now you know when it's gonna end. So it's like,
That's pretty wild.
let's do it big and let's do it popping. And as long as I can, I'm going to be right here, and I want to help everybody grow. And so, you know, a rising tide raises all ships.
Yep.
And I'm just so excited for the future. Like, I can't wait. I get excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for Pariah. I'm excited for Attitude, myself. And just to see, like, what we can really get popping in this area. Because, like, it was kind of dead.
Yeah.
For
You're
a
not
minute.
kidding. Yeah.
And now it's, like, alive.
It is.
And it's every weekend's been getting better for myself, for you guys. I see the middle section getting just packed.
Yep.
The breweries are packed. The middle section is packed. Lips down the street as well. Like, shout out to Tootie.
Yep.
You know, fuck, man. I'm just super excited. And, like, you're kicking it off for everybody in this area right here. So, fuck yeah. Tell the people where they can find you.
All right. Find us at Seek Beer Co. Always Seek Beer Co. For Instagram, Facebook, seekbeerco.com, all that good stuff. And then just get over here to the property and see us all. It's 3052 El Cajon, right at the corner of El Cajon in Ohio. Yep. You can come catch coffee in the morning, get your hair cut right in between us.
Yep.
Yep.
Shout out Robert.
Yep. And then come check out all three breweries. We got, go see a show at Lips. Those shows are awesome. The food is great.
Have you gone?
Yeah.
Dude,
I love it. It's awesome. It's North Park. You got everything North Park has to offer for you. We always are shouting out every other brewery around here because everybody's coming around here to bounce from brewery to brewery.
Yep.
We all love that. Like, come visit us all. Come bounce around, hit us all up. You're going to have a good time.
Yes. 3052 Sweet what?
3.
Sweet 3 for Seek, and then 3072 for Caffeine Green. But go give him a follow. Guys, you are not going to be disappointed. Please get over there. Drink his beer. It's fucking phenomenal. We've drank 4 of them tonight, and he's collaborating with everybody, so I'm sure you'll find it wherever you are in North Park.
Yeah. You'll hear us.
Yes. All right, Dave, thank you again so much for coming on the show, brother.
Thank you.
And let's go drink some beers.
Let's go.
Peace. Yes, thank you so much, Dave. That was an amazing conversation. And, man, I did not know all of those things. We did the Whole Foods story? That was crazy. Yo, super glad you came through, my G. And, guys, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I want you to go and drink his beer. It is that fucking good. I love it, and you guys need to go. It's 3052 El Cajon Boulevard on the corner of El Cajon and Ohio. Or if you want to come and get some coffee, 3072. That's where Caffeine Green is. So, guys, I just want to end this with saying I appreciate all of you so much, and I'm very, very thankful for all of you. And please come through. 3072 El Cajon Boulevard, Caffeine Green, open daily, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And, guys, I see all of you guys around the world. Thank you all so much for listening and contributing and sharing and doing whatever you're doing. Just keep doing it. I appreciate y'all. Be nice for each other. And I will see y'all next week. Peace.